Hey, this is John Carlos, and I'm here with a look at the DC Collectibles Rogues Gallery 5-pack of action figures from Batman the Animated Series. Alright, now this set is pretty fancy. The packaging is fancy. It's got this little styrofoam piece I'm going to take off. But first I got to show you, we got Bane, Killer Croc, Mr. Freeze, Poison Ivy, and then we got Renee Montoya on the side there. It's a little hingy thing. That's what makes this a 5-pack. Here's a look at the artwork on the back. As you can see, Harley, Joker, Riddler were in there. Here's the top. There's some little artwork of a rooftop. But as you can see, this thing is massive. But I like the fact they included artwork of the side of the police station for Montoya. Now, as you can see here, we can remove this little tab, and we get little lights. Those lights go over these little holes, so you can actually kind of light up their jail cells for a little dramatic display. Let's see if I can get these to register a bit. Yeah, you can see, especially the blue reads really, really well. But we also get green, and then a little orange for Killer Croc, and a little red for Bane. Alright, behind each set of 2 figures comes a little tray of accessories. And each figure's little packaging features artwork of a jail cell. So you can see, like, inside there, Killer Croc's has some little scrapes on the wall, some little countdowns. Bane has a hole punched in it. Mr. Freeze, little ice stuff around his bed. And Poison Ivy's got some little grass growing there in the little corner and side edge there. Some little vines going. Montoya's packaging includes a little section of the interior of the police station, and the little accessory section includes Montoya's alternate head and stuff. One last thing I got to show you guys before we review the actual figures is the fact that the front opens up like a flap, and that there are full, like, jail cell bars, or like artwork of the bars that go like top to bottom, and the fact that they each have like a little lock on the side. So there's more artwork on the inside. The packaging on this is just insane. Like, other DC Collectibles figures have just like standard packaging, but this is something extra. This is something special. Kudos to DC Collectibles for making this. I wish all the Batman figures came in displays this cool. Of all the figures in this set, this is the one I was looking forward to the most. I love the original animated series, especially seasons 1 through 3, and these are the designs of those versions of those characters, like that look. I always dug this version of Poison Ivy, and I'm glad that they did such a good job with it. It's a very simple design, but translated very well. It sucks that this figure's left foot is so warped. You can see how it kicks out. So that's annoying. I thought I'd have to use the figure stand for this one, but I managed to get into a position where it does still stand on its own while resting at a wonky angle. Articulation on this is pretty standard. One of the things I do like about it, though, is that the gloves and the boots can rotate separate from the elbow and wrist joints, because you don't get like a thigh cut, but you can swivel the boots, so that's nice. The sculpt on this is just great. It really captures Bruce Timm's designs. I think the way the hair flows and the paint on the eyebrows and the shape of the face and the shape of the mouth, really, really well done. Eyeball paint is great. I like the arched eyebrows. The separation between the 2 different kinds of greens is really clean. I like the extra little bit on her hand there. It's a nice touch. So yeah. And then we also get a set of alternate hands. We get several alternate hands, including these sort of relaxed palm hands, which they're just sort of open palmed little nothings. And then we have a little more stylized kind of grippy hands, but not full grips. They're like an open palm grip. And then we get these like they almost look like they're pinching, or they could be holding a gun, or pinching someone's nipple. Who knows what. And then also these other grippy hands. They're like little claw grips. And considering she has no gun or no thing to hold, I don't really understand why there's so many different hands with nothing for her to hold. She does come with this potted plant, though, which is a nice touch. I like the paint and general shape of the flowers. It's really well done. You know what else is really well done? Mr. Freeze. This is my second favorite figure in the set. Such a great design, translated to toy form really, really well. His little helmet tube thing comes right off, and they did a great job with the shoulders and the rings and the belly, like all this stuff that makes him such a standout kind of Bruce Timm design. I love the thicker feet, which really helps him stand. But one of the things I love about this is that they use little rubber things that go over the elbow joint, so you still get elbow articulation. How neat is that? And you don't even see it because it's underneath that blue rubber. They've gotten so much better with articulation with this series compared to when it started, where you could see all the holes and pins in the joints, and now you look at the hinges and none of those pins are noticeable. Separation between purple and blue and black and gray is really clean, really well done. I love just the simplicity of the little canister on his back. They did a great job with his head. The red and black paint is excellent. I love the eyebrows. We got a few accessories. We get his little ice blaster gun. Perfectly simple. I mean, again, this is such a simple design, simply designed show, and it's just, well, perfect. And then we also get his little snow globe. Let's see if I can go in for a closer look there. Yeah, there it is. You can see a little dancer inside there. And then we get a series of hands. We get these open palmed hands, and then we get like standard kung fu grip hands. And then we have a weird anomaly here. We've got what appear to be like the trigger gun hands with the pinkies in. And then we have another set that also look like they could grip a gun, but with kind of the pinky out a little bit, or it's a little more of an open grip for a gun hand. I don't know. They did a great job capturing Killer Croc's silhouette, like the overall shape of Killer Croc. It looks great. I just wish the articulation didn't disrupt the overall flow of the figure. It does kind of break up the sculpt a bit because the paint is so simple that the articulation is really noticeable. This one right here in particular really bugs me, the fact that the ab crunch just so disrupts the design of his stomach. Other than that, though, the design of this figure is great. Not a lot of detail to speak of as far as like surface paint, but I think they did a great job capturing all the little nubbins on his shoulder and arms and back. Again, they sculpted his dimensions and his details of like his chest and back and just the height of it, the width of it really well. Simplicity here on the belt that really honors the animated series design. I also like his feet. They did a great job with his head. Really, really good job with his brow and his eyes. The paint on the teeth and the tiny sculpting on the teeth is just fantastic. So good job to DC Collectibles for that. Besides the fist hands, Killer Croc comes with a pair of grip hands and also comes with a pair of these like kind of open palm splayed out actiony hands, and I really dig these. What I'm not totally digging is Bane, for one primary reason, and that's that this guy has a hard time standing. It really kind of sucks, and for a few reasons. One, the bottoms of his feet aren't even, like his left foot is rounded, so that sucks. But then also, my right ankle joint's really loose, my left ankle joint is really stiff. And as you can see, he's really top heavy. So you dip him just a little bit forward, he falls down. Dip him a little bit back, just at the waist a little bit, he falls backwards. It's really hard getting him to just be a simple standing figure. So I definitely have to use the figure stand for this. But they did a great job with his shape. Again, they translated the design really well. I sound like a broken record here, but Bruce Timm did little feet. Big shoulders and chest, and his mask looks great. The red, the white shape of it on the front of the mask, the size of his chest and stomach, the burly man-ness of it all looks great. I like the laces on his little boots, and we get the little venom tube right there. It's a soft little rubbery tube that plugs into the back there. And the figure has fist hands, but then he can have these sort of grip hands, and they're pretty basic. Then these sort of like open palm, like kung fu sort of hands, whatever. And then these even more open, more like judo choppy hands. This Montoya figure looks really good. I'm digging the way they did her police outfit in like animated form. One thing that annoys the crap out of me though is that her left leg is longer than her right leg. So like on its own it wants to like lean over, so you have to kick the leg out to stabilize it. But like literally it's not just like a placement issue with like her shoe being jammed in a little bit less. Her actual pant leg rests longer than the other one. It's just weird. I don't know why. But look how cool that looks. I love like the wrinkling of the way like the top, once it like, you know, tucks into the pants. I think they did a great job with the belt and the little pouches and the gun holster. Just like the animated badge on the side, but just the overall shape of the sculpt, the collar, the tie, the flow of the pants, the wrinkling at the pants, and then her head. I think it really, really looks good. I like her lips, the eye paint, eyebrow arches are really good. I like the flow of her hair. This is awesome. She comes with an alternate head, which I don't want to use because it doesn't have a hat, and I think she looks cooler with her hat on, but still, it's nice they included it. She also comes with a big animated shotgun. Very simple, but very nice looking. She also comes with her pistol, and to grip the pistol, she has gun grip hands. And then besides the gun grip hands, we have open grip hands. There you go. Look at those. Wow! And then we have fisticuff hands for, you know, punching fools. Before I wrap this up, I just want to show you guys a quick look at all the figure stand bases, because they look like little character turnaround sheets, and they've got the little animation holes at the bottom, the little holes that the paper has. So that's cool. One thing that they've done is they've updated their figure stands to have like a new kind of claw on them. It's cool because they're springy, so they can actually like hold a figure. The old ones used to have to just slide around, and they would clamp around something, but there was no spring, there was no hold, so they just sort of, well, they didn't really hold anything in place. The only thing that's annoying about this is that they're off center. So you can see here that, yeah, sure, it holds the figure, but if you want to hold the figure a little center and you care about that sort of thing, and it's a big figure, you might be off a bit. Look at this. This is ridiculous. First of all, not only is he off center and his foot is hovering off the side, but this clamp is too small. Like the old ones, yeah, they didn't have a spring, but at least they could widen out. But this one doesn't even fit around like his waist proper. And then that's the smallest point that it's at, so I can't, like, he's too tall now, and the pole doesn't go up higher to raise it higher, so this is just a stupid mess. Ultimately, I had to put the clip around Bane's thigh just to get him to stand, which I admit looks stupid, but at least it works. Also, I forgot to show you guys that Bane comes with one other accessory. He comes with this weight, so that's fun. He can, you know, pump some iron in jail. I think these figures look rad. In particular, I love that they included Montoya. We already have Gordon and Bullock, so I think this was a smart addition. I'm glad we finally have her. I'm glad we finally have these, because these are some of the most wanted original Rogues Gallery figures from animated series that I personally have been waiting for. So I love that we got Mr. Freeze and Poison Ivy and Killer Croc. They look great. This whole set retail price is $175, which I think is a little bit much. Because your average figure, it costs about $25 in the series. So, this, you know, on paper, this should be $125, plus a little bit extra for the fancy packaging. But I don't know if that packaging's worth $50. I paid $145 for this, and I've seen it online for like $130. So if you can get it in that, no one's really selling it for the full $175, so that's good. But yeah, I like this a lot. I think they look rad. Although, one side note, holy crap, all the accessories, all the hands are covered in like double sets of tape, so you're going to spend like a half an hour just peeling tape to get all the hands out. Good lord. If you like taking tape off stuff, you're going to love this set. So much tape. But yeah, look how rad they look. They look rad. I like it. Thanks for watching, everybody. And if you want, follow me on Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff.